You know, if there's one thing Champions League taught us tonight is learning to let go. All the years PSG held on to Mbappe, and look at what happened. They were holding on for nothing. They could have let go and they could have been there, been to the promised land and would have won a UCL. Look at back-to-back champions now. And shouts out to Paris. Paris is rocking, and they're going to be rocking tonight again as Victor Wembanyama is going to lead the San Antonio Spurs to the NBA Finals. Yes, the Oklahoma City Thunder are going down to the San Antonio Spurs in Game 7. And it's not going to be lightly. I look at it being like a sizable victory. Not a 20-point blowout, but I think it's going to be a pretty sizable victory that San Antonio is going to show their dominance. And they've been the dominant team all throughout the regular season. I've said it earlier. I don't see them beating. I don't see OKC beating the San Antonio Spurs 4 times. I just don't see it. Victor Wembanyama is just so much to contain, so much to handle. When you look at it, the defensive prowess that he has, not to mention his offensive prowess, is just too much for him. Way too much. Too much. And this hasn't even been a dominant series for him, in fact. He's been really, other than a couple of games, I don't really think this has been quite the dominant series for him. But now you're going to see in Game 7, we're going to see the alien come out because Shea hasn't had the greatest playoffs thus far. We can be honest by that. This hasn't been his best. Despite being an MVP winner, it doesn't mean anything. Come playoff time, people were kind of, from the Lakers series, that kind of showed that teams are starting to notice what he does and turn off his water. That's just basically what it is. Teams have figured him out. They've turned off his water. And I don't see him really putting on the masterclass performance. Now, this series, he's only been averaging 24 a game. This is a player who's, throughout the regular season, averaged 30. He's only able to average 24, less than 3 rebounds, about 9 assists, and under 2 steals. I don't care what you try to say, and with these shooting splits of 38 and 26% shooting, we can say this hasn't been the greatest series that Shea's had. He's actually had to face very stiff competition. Very, very stiff competition with the defense he's getting from Dylan Harper, the defense he's getting from Carter Bryant, Champagny, you name it. Stephon Castle. They're throwing everything at him, and he's struggling noticeably. He's reliant on getting to the free throw line, and it's not going to happen. The refs are not going to bail him out this Game 7. And I like Shea. I really think he deserves to be up there with the MJs and the Kobes of the world. But it's not happening. Now, when you go across, when you look at Wemby this series, straight dominance. 28, 12, and 3 with 3 blocks a game. Straight dominance for Wembanyama. He had a couple blunders, shooting 48%. He's shooting 37% from 3. Last game, I think he had like 4 threes in that game? 4 threes in Game 6? Let me double check. Yeah, 4 for 9 from 3 in Game 6. So, to all those that are doubting, thinking that, OKC really has something here, they don't. Absolutely not. It's not going down. Not at all. I don't see them winning. In fact, this may be the end of this run because you got Jalen Williams. He's probably going to reconsider whether his time or whether he can actualize himself as being a better player on another team. We could potentially be seeing the end of, the OKC reign. I don't want to say dynasty because one title doesn't make you a dynasty. But tonight, it's Paris's night. This is Paris's night. PSG got it. Now the Spurs are going to get it. So the alien, he's putting people on notice. He's putting people on notice because now, if he can do this under 30 minutes, 28 minutes, put these type of numbers, he's already got to learn to pace himself. He's going to pace himself into this Game 7, this high-pressure situation. We get it. But if he paces himself and keeps his game close, look for this game to blow wide open by the start of the 4th quarter. If Wemby paces himself, doesn't get in foul trouble, plays it through, it's going to blow wide open because Shea's not going to shoot that great. The refs are not going to bail him out. I think that's going to be the crux of this series, that the refs are not bailing him out in this game 7. All the complaints that everybody had is finally going to come to fruition. You're going to see it. Refs aren't going to bail him out. Not at all. So if you are a betting person, you better put your money on OKC. On the Spurs. Put your money on the Spurs tonight. They got the victory. The victory's coming. This is Paris's night. It is what it is. It is what it is. It's Paris's night. So I definitely need to see what the money line is looking like, because they got it being Spurs. And I've said this from the start of the season. I think, 3.5 favorites. 3.5 favorite. The money line, we're looking at the Thunder, 155. I'm putting my money on the Spurs tonight. Don't care. Still, that 3.5 is still looking good for OKC, but I definitely got the Spurs pulling it out. It'd be a close one, but I definitely got the Spurs because, again, throughout this series, you're not looking at a great shooting from Shea. And I don't see in a game 7 where the refs are going to bail out Shea on this one. Shooting in the 30th percentile, like what is it? What did I have? 36% for Shea this series? 38% from the field. 38% of somebody who's naturally like a close to 50% shooter is shooting 38%. Everything is coming from those free throws. He's taking more free throws than anybody else. He's taking more free throws. So you're looking at it that the refs are definitely going to be the ones to try to help him. And I don't see the refs doing that this game 7. Not at all. So people need to let go of that. They need to learn to let go of that Shea is going to do his thing. And I'm talking more so to the OKC fans because they're not going to do it. Because tonight is Paris's night. It is a night for Paris. Paris is on top of the world. They won Champions League. They're going to win an NBA title, the Spurs, from the kid from France, Wembanyama, leading them. And that's going to be all she wrote. It's going to be all she wrote because throughout the regular season, if you look at their head-to-head matchups, the Spurs dominated them. Clear. And if De'Aaron Fox had not been injured, I'm telling you, this series would not have gone 7. Because all those turnovers that Stephen Castle was racking up, those hurt a team. Those hurt teams, all those turnovers. And that was what was giving OKC the lifeline in this series. But now with Fox there, nah, it's not happening. Definitely not happening. The turnovers are going to be cut down. You're going to see the dominance of Victor Wembanyama and why people say that he's going to be the greatest, potentially one of the greatest players of all time. You're going to see that. So tonight, if you're betting on anything, you gotta go with this with the Spurs to pull this off. Because again, this is the main point of this series. Like I said, is going to be the field goal percentage. Shea cannot continuously do this and expect to win. Shooting at 38%, no, the refs aren't going to bail you out, in a game 7. You're going to have to fight through everything. And this is where I say San Antonio is going to dominate because Wemby has been phenomenal. We just need a great performance from De'Aaron Fox coming up, controlling the game, controlling pace of the game, which he can. He does it and he hits timely buckets. That's it. It's a wrap. And I see this game blowing open in the 4th. And there's also the variable where players like Cason Wallace can show up. Now, Cason Wallace has been very good for OKC. Very, very good. 48% from 3. I mean, he's been hitting them. When you give him the chance, he's like automatic. That's somebody that they need to zero in on. Cason Wallace. They turn his water off. That's it. There's nobody there to bail out. And kudos to Shea's teammates. Kudos to them because they really have been stepping up for him and bringing him to end games. They've really stepped up for him. But this game 7, no. This is going to be the French. This is French. This is going to be the French's night. This Saturday, everything is going to be down for France. So, if we're being honest here, if we're really being sincerely and being sincere with ourselves and being honest, what way can you possibly think will stop Victor Wembanyama from getting this? Because if he wins this game and goes to the NBA Finals, which they will beat the New York Knicks, it's going to be a repeat of 99. We really have to start putting him in that discussion as arguably one of the greatest of all time. I mean, we did it with Duncan after 99. Why can't we do it with Wemby? Defensive Player of the Year. I think top 5 in MVP voting. Now he's going to win an NBA title. And throughout these playoffs, where has Wemby been throughout these playoffs? Because he's been on a tear. Year 3 in the league. 23, 11, and 3. We're about 4 blocks, just under 4 blocks a game. 51% from the floor. Come on. At just 22 years old. Only a few amount of players at 22 are putting up these numbers like that. We're talking about the LeBrons, the Kobes, Kareems. I mean, or was Kareem even in the league by 22? Back then they had to play 4 years. So Victor Wembanyama, he's up there, man. They don't call him the alien for nothing, because these type of numbers with this type of skill set at this size, alien type of numbers. Now, the main thing for him is going to be his conditioning. His conditioning has been poo butt. Hasn't been the greatest. So if he's able to fix up that conditioning and he's able to play 40 minutes, give the Spurs 40 minutes of everything he has, there's nothing, absolutely nothing the Oklahoma City Thunder can do. Nothing. Because they're going to shut down Cason Wallace. They're going to run him off the three-point line. They're going to make what you basically have to do. The defense that you've played so far, the Spurs have played on Shea, has been phenomenal. You got him shooting, like I said, 38%. I'm going to continue harping on that. You got him shooting poorly. It's the other role guys like Cason Wallace that has been keeping him in this series. They turn that off, you win. And I hate the notion where you have to rely on role players to win a series. That is ridiculous. You can't do that. Your main guys got to show up and close it out. They'll keep you in. Role guys can help win you a few games here and there, but to close out a series, the main guys got to show up. Now, we talk about the 2010 NBA Finals. This actually could be somewhat close to that. Kobe Bryant didn't shoot the greatest. Actually, nobody in that entire game shot good. No one on the Lakers, nobody on the Celtics. That game was tough defensively. But still, it was Kobe having to show up on the rebound on the defensive side of the game. I think he out-rebounded the whole Celtic team. He had more rebounds than the Celtic team. Rebounds won that game. It wasn't anything that Ron Artest, though he had some timely shots, I'm not going to take anything away from him, or Derek Fisher or Sasha Vujacic. Kobe couldn't rely on them. They didn't get to grab the rebounds that Kobe did. Kobe Bryant knew that to win that series, the team who won the rebounding battle won the series. Now, when we look at it, and I kind of draw some similarities here to this Thunder series, we have to see the team whose star player shows up, and I'm talking more so on the offensive side of the ball. Team with the offensive player who shows up typically wins these games. Look at game 1, 41 points from Victor Wembanyama, 24 rebounds. Spurs win that. Game 2, when Oklahoma City Thunder won, 30 points. That was a great game from Shea. Oklahoma City won. Oklahoma City, that 26, but Hartenstein, he showed up. This game 3 that was a role guys. The role guys really did their thing. But again, when you look at offensively, when Victor Wembanyama showed up offensively, they won game 4. Oklahoma again, when Shea does his thing and he's scoring offensively, 32, Oklahoma wins. Vic, he's doing his thing, San Antonio wins. So tonight, it's not going to go down to the role guys. It's going to have to be offensively from the main guys. So we have to learn to let go of the notion that role players help win you series and realize, hey, it's the dudes, it's the money guys that are going to close out these games. And I have my money on Victor Wembanyama to come out and lead the Spurs to victory. Yes. He's just got to pace himself, control that middle, make everything easy for the shots inside, get inside, stop trying to rely on threes, even though last game he was doing his thing from three. 4 3-pointers he made. But the closer he gets to the basket, the more he's able to control his conditioning in this game, he's going to pull out the victory. He's going to pull it out. But then again, Shea could tap into his inner Jordan or Kobe. He can tap into one of those and pull something off. We don't know, but I doubt that. Right now, it's Paris's night. Paris is doing their thing. PSG won Champions League. And the Western Conference Finals title is going to go to Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs. But I definitely want to hear what y'all have to say. Next time, we go speak on it. Spurs in the NBA Finals.